Thanks for putting well. I'm Dr. Milind. So, a lot of students have asked me to prepare a strategy for November 2023 INI exam. So, there are some students who are intern and who have completed their internship, and now they are gearing up for the next session of exam. And definitely INICET, because the number of seats are increasing, so it really offers a good chance to compete with team. And I always believe that apart from being highly motivated, it's very important to plan for the goal that you want to achieve. So here I am showing you a 180-day strategy for INICT November, and it is a sample planner and timetable. So this is just a skeleton which will help you to plan for your schedule till November. So let's start with this video. So what I'm going to tell you today is proposed date of exam that is given on the AIMS website is 5th of November 2023. So I have started calculating days from 8th of May till November 4th, that is one day prior to your exam, and around 180 days we have. So I have proposed this plan of having 90 plus 50 plus 35 and 5. So these are the days that you are going to attribute. So whenever you prepare for your exam, like any competitive exam, singleting is not sufficient. You have to read it and you have to revise it properly. So you have to plan your goal till then, and you have to make two timetables, one long-term timetable and one short-term timetable. So I'll give you example of both, that how can you prepare both long and short-term timetable. So the study material that I'm going to tell you, that is a baseline. What should be your checklist? So first you should have good class notes, whichever you have attempted, because class notes are usually very concise, crisp, and very easy to revise. Then you should identify that from where you are going to give the grant test, because it is very important to have a. I'll tell you in detail about the grant test as well, but it is very important that you should have the source. Then PYQs, especially for INI previously asked questions, are very important, and questions do repeat. If not questions, topics do repeat. So at least, as we have enough time, at least try to cover last 8 years of questions of INI and GIPMER. I will not say go for PGI, but at least INI question, AIMS and GIPMER when INI was not there. So you should cover those questions as well. Then there is one secret formula, and lot of students and lot of medical YouTubers passionately recommend this book, that is USMLE First Aid Step 1. So as this book is very concise and it is for your basic sciences, your first and second prof subject, this is a very good book. So I'll definitely recommend that you should integrate this book into your preparation, and this will definitely add positive result to your preparation. So first of all, let's talk about the long-term timetable. So first, make a long-term timetable for next 180 days. That will be 6 months till your exam. So first 90 days, try to attribute and try to give these 90 days for first reading. So what is your first reading? So you are read them like you are reading it for the first time. So it should be slow, it should be conceptual, that you should take time understanding the concept, understanding what exactly I'm, because a lot of clinical scenarios you are getting. So if your theory is not good, if your fundamentals are not good, you won't be able to answer question properly. So in first reading, it should be slow. Don't hurry. Even if you need like 10-15 extra days, it's okay. Take them, but try to read slowly and try to understand the concept as much as you can during this period. Now, a lot of students ask me, do we have to prepare separately for the images? What I have seen, that what most of the students and I have also used, is simply Google image. Whatever you go through, for example, if you are reading about some parasite on microbiology, so now you have made a schedule and you are going in order. So whenever you are reading about that particular parasite, search it on internet, and whether first 5 6 images you get, just take a screenshot of that page, and then you will know how does this parasite looks like. So I feel that is the most effective way, and you can revise it also once you are when you are reading the same thing again, you can again go through that image, and it will be saved in your gallery in a sequential manner. So it will help you in revise as well, because when you see a lot of images together, which like a lot of classes they offer you the visual classes, but I think that adds a lot of confusion, and it's become difficult to recall that thing in exam. Now, after that, you have to attribute next 50 days for your first revision. So first revision is again very important. What a lot of students do mistake is they make short notes out of these bigger notes, and they just read those short notes, or they just highlight few points and just they go through the highlighted point. But you will realize in your exam you will just read, remember these highlighted points or just the short notes that you have prepared. So my advice again, what I have also, I mean, heard from a lot of students, that you should go through everything that you have actually read in your first revision. So whatever you have read in your 90 days, in those 50 days, you have to go through everything, because this will this will strengthen whatever you have read, your baseline preparation. This will be the pillar of your preparation in next 35 days. Here now you have to read the filter material. Here you have to just revise the highlighted material and topics, whatever short notes you have made or whatever things that you have highlighted, you have to go through that. Other things you just have to flip through, and you have to just refresh your visual memory. And last 5 to 10 days, I will advise, don't keep any subject in the last 5 days. Keep it for the volatile stuff. Make lot of charts of the fact, because see there are some fact and numbers which you have to remember. And also you can prepare a lot of mnemonics, because it's not easy to remember everything by heart. So have knowing mnemonics always makes things easier. Now, how to allot numbers? So I'll say, if you look at, I have done the analysis of the last INI exam, like previous exams, and you will realize I call them the rank building subject. So for INI, I have replaced two subjects with different subject for rank building subject. So I will say anatomy, physio, biochem, pathopharma, micro, surgery, obs, gyne, and pedia. So these are the most important, and these are going to build your rank for INI. So you should give maximum time to this subject. So whenever you prepare your INI, this should be the baseline of your preparation. And trust me, you're going to get maximum question from these subjects. So for these all subjects, you will give 10 days daily. And I'm telling to this someone who have finished their internship and who have luxury of having a whole day. Those who are interns or who are working, I will release a separate timetable for them. This is for someone who is free whole day. So you are going to read 7 hours a day, these big subjects. So that makes in 10 days around 70 hours. Now that is for the main subjects. Now there are short subject which again are very important for INI and who require less days. So these are psychiatry, radio, ortho, anesthesia, FMT, and derma. So on the same day, you are going to read this subject for 3.5 hours a day. I'll show you the short term timetable, that how you are going to divide a day. That will help you understanding this. So you are going to read it 3.5 hours daily for 6 days. And lastly, rank maintaining subject, that is your big subject, medicine, PSM, of 9 ENT. So you are going to give again 3.5 hours a day, medicine for 15 days, PSM for 15 days, OFTA for 7 days, and ENT for 7 days. I think these hours are wrong. You can just calculate it. But these are the days that you have to attribute for this subject. So these are the 90 days that we have attributed. So you will finish your these 9 subject in 90 days, 7 hours a daily. Parallelly, your these 10 subjects will go. 6 subjects psychiatry, 6 days psychiatry, 6 days radio. So in this way, other parallel line of 90 days, of 80 days to be exact, of this 10 subject. And now you will have a balance of 10 days. So you will have 10 days, 3.5 hours daily. So I'll say you can use these 3.5 hours daily for giving the grant test and to analyze them. Now let's go to the next plan. So whenever you plan for daily, so how do you divide this? So let's say if you're someone who wakes up at 7, like who is ready and at the study table around 7 a.m. So you start your day with your major subject, which I have said as a rank building subject. You start with your anatomy, then for 3 hours. Then my one of my anatomy teacher used to say that changing subject is best way to not get bored, because if you keep reading an art for like 5 hours, you might get bored. So after 3 hours, you would like to change your subject. So this will keep your mind fresh and engaged. It won't be monotonous. After that, you have your lunch. Again, start with the major subject that you have been reading in the since the morning. After that, after your lunch, sometimes you feel sleepy. You feel you want to just doze off. So what I will say, try to solve MCQs. So this will challenge your brain and this will keep your brain going. So for this 1.5 hour, you do practice of the previous year questions that were asked for your November INI, or previous AIMS question. And I will say, try to read the explanation. Explanation is very important. Don't leave explanation. If you can take definitely nap. Relaxation is definitely needed. Break is definitely needed. I will say, if you even don't feel like sleeping, just lie down and close your eyes. Don't use phone during this phase. This will relax your mind. Once you're fresh, again start with the first aid. 1 hour you can just read the random pages. I'll say, try to finish at least 4 pages of first aid daily, and you'll get lot of information from that. You can I can promise you that. Again, once you're done with your first aid, again do some question practice. After that, have your dinner, and then again for the last before sleeping, I'll advise you can go for theory. So you can definitely exchange these two if you feel like that you want to read. Once you get up after first aid, if you want to read, you can exchange these two things interchangeably. You can read theory first, and you can add questions before sleeping or after dinner as well. So that depends on your comfort, and if you're like, you can adjust this timetable. So this is how your day should look like. and you have to make such plan for the first 90 days. So in this way, we will give around 7 hours for your primary subject, which are your rank building subject, around 3.5 hours daily for your the short subject or the secondary subject, which I call. And first aid you give 1 hour, and you do around 3 hours of MCQ practice daily. So you'll be studying around 14 hours daily, and I think that is the maximum you should do. I mean, the people who said 16 18 hours, I think that is too much. Even 14 hours is height. And once you start preparing, don't expect that from day one you will be studying 14 hours. Initially on day one you will study 2 hours, next day you will study 4 hours, and gradually in subsequent weeks you will get that pace. So it will take at least a month to reach this level and this pace of 14 hours a day. So don't be disheartened if you're not able to start that way in the beginning. It happens with everyone. Even if I want to start studying today, I won't be able to study this much. I will study maximum 1 hour a day. So that should be in your mind. So roughly between May to July, you start in your May, but till the end of July, you finish your first read. And if you ask me the number of GTs, I'll say don't give too much GTs in the beginning. Once you're done with your 60 70% of your portion, then start giving your GTs. So give 2 3 GTs in your first read. In August to mid September, you do your first revision, that is for 50 days, and try to give 3 4 GTs then. And from the mid September to late October, last your 35 days, you do your second revision, and around 2 GTs you can give. Definitely keep last 5 days for volatile stuff, charts and mnemonics. Don't keep it for the subject. So as I have said, GTs, once you're done with your preparation, only first reading at least 70 to 80%. Then only start GTs. Don't start giving GTs early. Bad result will further demotivate you, and it will hamper your preparation. Write GTs with the same intensity of the exam that you write. And whenever you write your GT, analyze it well. Don't just give GT and skip to next. Don't just see the score and move on. You have to see what mistakes you have done. So remember, INICET is doable. A lot of students, they feel that I know INICET is tough exam and it's not my exam. I should focus on NEET. It has more number of seats, but trust me, INICET offers you amazing chance of getting your dream seat, and there are more number of seats. So definitely INICET is doable, and you should go for it. And trust me, for next 6 months, no, motivation will not keep you going every time. You have to be disciplined. Make a timetable and stick to it. Make a plan and keep working on it. And trust me, if you can dream it, you can do it. I have a lot of success stories, and definitely in subsequent videos after my NICT exam, I will bring a lot of success stories to you, and that will definitely motivate you. And trust me, a lot of average students, a lot of mediocre students, they have got amazing rank in INI, and I am sure you'll also complete your team. So guys, I wish you all the best and take care.